from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
A very good evening to you and a warm welcome to the news live from the National News Studios. I'm Sharifah Tahir.
I am Lakshita Dirasinghe and these are your headlines for tonight. State Festival of Anointing Oil for the New Year was held under the patronage of the Prime Minister. Rukirula 2023 Beauty Kumariya Shamini Anuradha, Rukumara Prashant De Silva. A new circular will be released with regard to school admissions for intermediate classes. JICA is ready to restart the suspended development projects. 56 were killed by clashes in Sudan, 600 injured. Captain Dimuth and Kusal Mendis record centuries. We start off with the local stories. The ritual of anointing oil for the Sinhala and Tamil New Year was conducted today at the auspicious time of 9:41 a.m.
The state ceremony in this connection was held at the Heyanthurua ancient temple premises in Biyagama under the patronage of Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena. Deputy Chief Sanganayaka of the Colombo Navakoralaya of Askiriya chapter, Venerable Panakave Thevaratana Bidana Nayaka Thera and Mahasangha were present at this occasion. State Minister Sisira Jayakodi, President's Senior Advisor Ruwan Vijayawardena and a large crowd of villagers have gathered the temple premises to participate in the oil anointing ceremony.
राजा हस्ती राजा आगे हिस्सा तेल गया में मोहते दी नामातिक मन प्रमुख कोटे थी अजेटात
दाकिनेयो अंजलि करतुते जय मंगलं इत कुशलेन यंतं संतं
दिने परम लाभे प्रार्थना कले यदुमान बेहविन सोत वेरमणि सिक्का नामातिक मन प्रमुख कोटे
The ritual of anointing oil for the new year was also held at the Natha Devalaya at the Sri Dalada Maligava premises in Kandy today. Anunayaka of the Malvata chapter, Most Venerable Niyangoda Vijayasiri Thera, Anunayaka of the Askiriya chapter, Venerable Dimul Kumbareshri Vimala Dharma Thera, and senior member of the Karaka Sangha Sabha of the Askiriya chapter, Venerable Gomaguru Sri Ratanasara Thera were present at the occasion. The oil anointing ritual was held at the Sri Mahabodhiya premises in Anuradhapura under the patronage of Venerable Palligama Hemaratana Nayaka Thera. Another ceremony was held at the Kalaniya Raja Mahaviharaya under the patronage of Venerable Professor Kollupitiya Sangarakita Thera. Another ceremony was held at the Hunapitiya Gangarama Viharaya under the patronage of Chief Incumbent of the temple, Venerable Kirindaya Saji Thera. Chief Incumbent of Venerable Dhammaratana Thera held the oil anointing ceremony held at the Bellanville Raja Mahaviharaya. Oil anointing ritual was held at the Kotabakiniya village under the patronage of leader of the indigenous clan Uruvarige Vanilatho. Many aborigines of the Dambana and large number of foreigners were present at this event. Another ceremony was held at the Dimbulwala Raja Mahaviharaya. Shamini Anuradha was crowned as the Rupavahini New Year Kumariya 2023 at the Rukirula Beauty Competition sponsored by Swaba Salon.
Meanwhile, Prashant De Silva was crowned as the Ru Kumara and the national television organized this competition for the first time this year. Chairman of the SLRC W.B. Ganegala said that this is a great opportunity for the national television. A significant feature of this year is the selection of the Aurudu Kumara. Director General of the SLRC Asanga Jayalat said that the national television has taken an innovative idea in 2023 with this program. Yashodhani Alokya was adjudicated as the best Kumariya of the Kesha Kalyani National Television Rukirula 2023 with Swabha Silon.
Swabha Silon, Kesha Kalyani.
Randika Madhushani was selected as the best Kumariya with skin complexion. Tamasha Amarasinghe was the Kumariya with the best figure of national television Rukirula 2023 with Swabha Silon. Tamasha Amarasinghe also became the Nippon Paint most colourful Kumariya of national television Rukirula 2023 with Swabha Silon. Imasha Maheshika was crowned as the Seya Beauty Kumariya. Mivanta Jayavira was the most handsome Kumara. Anoma Supun was crowned as the Kumara with best skin. The most talented Kumari of the Rukirula 2023 was Chamini Anuradha. Pasindu Madhushan was selected as the best fitness Kumara. The most popular Rukirula 2023 Navaliya most popular Kumariya was Randika Madhushani. Most popular Swabha Silon Kumara was Pasindu Madhushan. Ramesha Prabodhini was selected as the Swabha Silon most popular Kumariya. Mivanta Jayavira was the second runner-up of the Rukirula 2023 Aurudu Kumara competition. The first runner-up was Bashita Vijayratna. National Television 2023 with Swabha Silon Rukumara was Prashant De Silva. Imasha Maheshika was the second runner-up of the Rukirula 2023 Aurudu Kumariya competition. First runner-up was Tamasha Amarasinghe. Chamini Anuradha was crowned as the National Television 2023 Rukumariya with Swabha Silon.
ශ්‍රී ලංකා රූපවාහිනී සංස්ථාවේ අධ්‍යක්ෂ ජනරාල් අසංග
Sirilaka Piri Aurudhu Siri 2023 musical show was held at the Delgoda Public Grounds yesterday with the participation of a large number of popular artists. Music for the show was organized by the Arrow Star Music Group. Senanayaka Veraliyadda, Samita Mudunkotua, Shashikani Sansala, Sankadine, Dinesh Gamage, Sahan Gunawardana and several other singers performed at the musical show. Youth Dancers team led by Nirosha Thalagala directed the dancing part of the concert. A large crowd had gathered to view the musical show.
The Ministry of Education says that all government schools will be open for the first term tomorrow. The ministry announces that the new circular with regard to the admission of students for the intermediate classes in the national schools will be issued with effect from the 20th of this month. Accordingly, letters of permission will not be issued to admit new students to intermediate classes. Senior Deputy Chief of JICA for the South Asian region, Imato Sachiko, says that they are very keen on restarting the suspended development projects in Sri Lanka under Japanese aid.
He made these comments when he had talks with State Minister Shehan Semasinghe in Washington. Mr. Sachiko has stressed that JICA is committed to support enhance Sri Lanka's economic growth. State Minister Shehan Semasinghe also met Deputy Minister of International Affairs in Japan, Kontaro Ogata. He also confirmed Japan's commitment and priority to extend support for Sri Lanka. The State Minister says that the talks held with the IMF, the World Bank and other donor countries will need to expand cooperation with them and to make Sri Lanka's debt restructuring program a success.
A former Indian politician convicted of kidnapping has been shot dead live on TV along with his brother. Atiq Ahmed, who was under police escort, was talking to reporters when a gun was pulled close to his head in Prayagraj, also known as Allahabad. After the shots were fired last night, 3 men who had been posing as journalists quickly surrendered and were taken into custody. Ahmed's teenage son was shot dead by police days earlier. Dozens of cases including kidnapping, murder and extortion were registered against Atiq Ahmed over the past 2 decades. A local court sentenced him and 2 others to life in jail in March this year in a kidnapping case. Ahmed had previously claimed there was a threat to his own life from the police. Stay tuned with us. More stories coming your way after this short break.
Prima Kottumi, hot and spicy Nava Vasarak Veva. Prima Kottumi, hot and spicy Nava Vasarak Veva.
Welcome back. Today is the 16th day of the Sundara Nuwareliya Salalihini Vasanthaya 2023.
The National Television is the media sponsor for Nuwareliya Salalihini Vasanthaya. Another significant feature of Salalihini Vasanthaya festival is the competition to select the best home garden and the most colourful flower hedge. The Nuwareliya Municipal Council has organised this competition. This competition will be held in 3 categories, namely state sector, commercial sector and private sector. The winners will be announced at the flower exhibition, which will be held in the Victoria Park, Nuwareliya.
State Minister of Finance Ranjit Siamalapitiya says that Sri Lanka has entered into the correct path at present. Sri Lanka has won the international recognition with the support of the IMF. The state minister said that a leader has now accepted the country in pursuant to the constitution and is steering it forward amidst many challenges. The country failed to obtain the support of the IMF for several years. However, it is now going forward with the fullest support of the IMF. Sri Lanka received the first installment of the IMF credit line. We will prepare the background to obtain the second installment. The country is now going forward under a correct leadership with international recognition.
Ministry of Agriculture says 70,000 goats will be distributed among the youth free of charge who are willing to rear them. A sum of 150 million rupees has been set aside for this purpose this year. Sri Lanka has to import goat milk and other allied products as the goat husbandry is not popularized in the country. Keeping goats will lead to earn extra income through sale of hides and manufacturing fertilizer. Minister Mahinda Amaravira states that unemployed youth in rural areas who are willing to keep goats will be provided with hybrid animals free of charge. The ministry will also provide technical support for them to keep the animals. Unemployed youth selected from several districts to implement this program at the first stage.
And with that, we take a look at a few more local news items in brief. New Year in Paradise 2023 New Year Festival was held yesterday at the Unawatuna beach under the patronage of Minister Manusha Nanayakara. This was organized to pass the New Year traditions and experiences to foreigners. The Prince and Princess of the New Year Festival were awarded with up and down air tickets to Singapore by Sri Lankan Airlines. A special musical show was also held for the entertainment of foreigners. The National Building Research Organisation has issued 24-hour landslide warnings to 3 divisional secretariat areas, namely Bandarawela, Kegol and Balangoda. Farm organizations in all districts have expressed their support to the program of eliminating macaques that cause damages to their crops. Representatives of the district farm organizations have informed the Ministry of Agriculture that they are willing to support any effort taken to get rid of these animals. Meanwhile, Animal Welfare Association has requested to separate at least half an acre of crops from each cultivation zones for the benefit of these monkeys. A wild elephant roaming in the Madruwe National Park has died after falling into a pit at a school premise in Maguldamana area. That's it for local stories. News from overseas coming your way after this break.
Creamer Kottumi hot and spicy නව වසරක් වේවා.
Welcome back. We move on to news overseas now. A power struggle between Sudan's army and a notorious parliamentary force has rocked the country with 56 reported dead and nearly 600 injured. Residents dodged gunfire in the capital, Khartoum, as rival forces battled over the presidential palace, state television and army headquarters. 3 UN workers were among the dead. 3 employees for the World Food Programme, a UN body that delivers food assistance to vulnerable communities, were killed after the Rapid Support Forces and armed forces exchanged fire at a military base in Kabkabia in the west of the country. 2 other staff members were seriously injured and the Rapid Support Forces looted several World Food Programme vehicles. The clashes erupted after tensions over a proposed transition to civilian rule. Both the army and its opponents, the Rapid Support Forces, claimed they had control of the airport and other key sites in Khartoum where fighting continued overnight. Violence was also reported elsewhere in the country, including in cities in the Darfur region.
Foreign ministers of this group of 7 countries opened a 3-day meeting in the central Japanese town of Karuizawa. The gathering is one of a series of ministerial meetings hosted by Japan in the run-up to the G7 Hiroshima summit in May. The participants attended a working dinner on the first day. They are believed to be exchanging opinions on China's increasing military pressure on Taiwan and North Korea's repeated launches of ballistic missiles. The main items on the agenda for the first 2 days include the situation in Ukraine and the Indo-Pacific. On the final day, the participants will discuss nuclear disarmament and non-proliferation. Japan hopes to demonstrate the group's unity in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Tokyo also hopes to come up with programs to reach out to the global south. Many emerging and developing nations maintain a neutral position over the conflict in Ukraine. During the meetings, the Japanese government seeks to confirm that the participants will not tolerate any unilateral attempt to change the status quo by force and will work together to maintain and strengthen the international order. "13 persons, including 3 minors, were killed and 29 were injured after a bus carrying young male and female members of a traditional music troupe fell into a gorge on the old Mumbai-Pune highway in a Raigad district of Maharashtra in the early hours of yesterday.
The private bus with 42 persons on board was going from Pune to Mumbai when it plunged into the 300 feet deep gorge in the Bogat mountain pass section. The Indian authorities said the accident took place near Khopoli, 70 kilometers from Mumbai. The dead included a 12-year-old boy. Among injured, at least 6 are minors. Most of the music troupe members were in their 20s or teens.
Meanwhile, at least 12 inmates have been killed in fresh clashes that broke out in a prison on the Ecuadorian port of Guayaquil. The deaths yesterday are the most recent in a spate of brutalities that began on Wednesday when 6 detainees were found hanged on the same prison. The next day, 3 prison guards were killed while they were outside the penitentiary complex, and on Friday, at least 3 prisoners were injured in gun battles. Ecuadorian prisons are the scene of recurrent massacres between prisoners against a backdrop of rivalry between criminal groups fighting for control of lucrative drug trafficking. The authorities say an investigation has been opened to identify those responsible for the death of 12 inmates from the littoral penitentiary in Guayaquil.
People in southwest China are in a festive mood as they, along with the crowds of tourists, are celebrating the traditional water splashing festival. The 3-day festival is regarded as the most important festival observed by the people of the Dai ethnic group. People splash water on each other during the festival to wash all the bad luck from the previous year away and begin a new year of happiness and good fortune. It is a national intangible cultural heritage of China and also known as the Buddha Bathing Festival. And this year, people were ecstatic as the celebration was resumed after a 3-year hiatus due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Ahead of the festivities, there was a special ceremony to get water from the Lancang River, which is known as Mekong in Southeast Asia. In 2006, the festival was listed as an intangible cultural heritage item for its uniqueness and long history.
Elsewhere in China, infrared video footage captured a harmonious moment of a wild giant panda taking her baby cub to forage during a snowy night in the Huanglong Nature Reserve in southwest China.
Prima Kottumi, hot and spicy Nava Vasarak Veva.
And in sports news, the first test between the visiting Ireland and Sri Lankan teams began at the Galle International Cricket Grounds today. At the stumps for the first day, Sri Lanka were 386 runs for the loss of 4 wickets in the first innings.
This is the first time the Ireland team visited Sri Lanka for a Test cricket series. Sri Lanka won the toss and elected to bat first. Accordingly, skipper Dimuth Karunaratne opened the innings with Nishan Madhushka. The opening pair scored 64 runs and Nishan Madhushka out for 29 runs. Then Kusal Mendes joined the skipper and they built a partnership of 281 runs. Dimuth Karunaratne scored 179 runs with his 15th Test century. Kusal Mendes scored 140 runs and this is his 8th Test century.
Long off being brought into the circle. Ooh, that's a short delivery. Get that out. But even if...
In the meantime, Royal Challengers Bangalore and Punjab Kings recorded victories at the IPL T20 matches held yesterday. Royal Challengers Bangalore played their match against Delhi Capitals in Bangalore.
Batting first, Royal Challengers won 74 runs for the loss of 6 wickets in their 20 overs. Virat Kohli recorded a half-century in 34 balls. In reply, Delhi Capitals only scored 151 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in their innings.
That's in the air, in the gap as well.
Gets a single. And he ticks off another 50. He's got 40. Big full toss. And may have just hit it straight to the fielder.
Got it!
And on cue, Maxwell says, that's me. Oh, it's gone straight up. This could be out. Virat Kohli.
Oh dear. David Warner just looking to accelerate, push the strike rate.
Oh, the wrong end. Big appeal from Hasara. Swings Kohli.
The match between Lucknow Super Giants and Punjab Kings was played in Lucknow. Batting first, Super Giants won 59 runs for 8 wickets in their 20 overs. Captain KL Rahul scored 74 runs in 56 balls. In reply, Punjab Kings passed the victory target in 19.3 overs for the loss of 8 wickets. Sikandar Raza scored 57 runs in 41 balls.
Prima Kottumi, hot and spicy Nava Vasarak Veva.
That's all the stories for tonight. We'll see you